Good evening, everybody. We'll get the press conference started with a statement from head coach Alan Knipe, and then we'll open up questions from the media. We have Spencer Olivier, Alex Nikolov, and Aiden Knipe. Questions can be directed to any of them. When you're ready, Coach.
Yeah. What a great match. Didn't look so good at the beginning, obviously, but that's probably the thing that I'm most proud of the guys is the resolve to be able to settle it down and get into our offense and our block and defense. Set one was kind of the perfect storm of pretty much everything that could go wrong did go wrong for us on all sides of the ball. But you got to give SC a lot of credit because they hit their serves and they came out, hitting 391 right out of the gate. They played well, and we couldn't kind of get out of our own way. But I don't want to take anything away from what they did because I thought they did a lot of really good things all night. That's a good team. But on our side of the net, it takes a lot of grit to have a set like that and be able to turn it around and then go from hitting 0 in the first set to hitting 548 in the second and 435 in the third and 429 in the fourth, and just being real steady. So I thought our passers did a great job of settling down. I thought we served way better tonight than we did the last time we had a chance to play, of keeping pressure on them. And I thought offensively we were significantly better balanced, and I thought Aiden set a great match.
Alan, you guys have had a couple of matches where, the first set wasn't, we're required some grit to come back from the first set, right? What is there anything to that? I mean, is that a young team kind of finding its way? Is it coincidental or reacting to what the other team's doing? What's sort of responsible for that?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I think sometimes you can just want to be too good and over-prepared, and you need to settle down a little faster and just get into the match. As far as being, age of our team, teams are only really classified as young if they don't win. No one says a good team is young. They talk about it. Young is used as an excuse for losing. So we feel like we're a team that's getting better and trying to find our groove and our identity. I think sometimes you can learn to start better just by being forced into playing like we did in that match, and then stay in that groove for 3 sets playing that level. That was fun. I know the guys enjoyed it. And the challenge after was, we got to be like that longer. But it hasn't been a lot of colossal, terrible first sets. What it's been is a lot of close first sets with a lot of great execution late. So we're just going to stretch it out a little bit.
Hello, guys. Ignacio Cervantes with the Daily 49er. Just to kind of follow up on that, I was going to kind of approach the first set as it looks like the last few games you guys are here at home, and it kind of lifts the opposition. They kind of come into the pyramid, and it seems like they're off from the beginning. How do you guys adjust going forward to kind of not enter games on the back foot because of how pumped other teams come in here looking to beat you guys?
No, I think it's a good question. I just think that I would be more concerned if we weren't able to play volleyball like we are. It's up to me to find ways to get them to go. I actually take some of the blame for maybe being a little slow to start sometimes because of the amount of training, the way we train. We tend to not get going right away in practice. We do so much court work and working on our systems because I feel like we're so far behind from not training the last, whatever. Hasn't felt like we played a lot of volleyball the last couple of years. So what can I do? I can get these guys, as soon as we warm up, we go. So we start to compete faster. They're playing exactly like we train. So maybe their coach needs to be a little better.
Alex, great match. I think you see the strategy that teams are going to serve it at you a lot, obviously. It felt like at times tonight that kind of frustrated you a little bit. Was that something you kind of had to push through in your mind of accepting that that's coming your way and finding a way to, play through that?
Yeah. Yes, I did get a little frustrated tonight. There were some balls I went back. So I've just been working on the early prep, get my hands out early so I can maybe reduce the amount of times I get aced and without my prep.
This is a dual question, both for Alex and Spencer. It looks like for the last couple of games as well, both of you guys have been kind of up there in both kills and serving reception. Obviously, the opposition doesn't really like to attack the libero. What's it like approaching each game knowing that the ball's going to come to you and you're going to have to pass, receive it, and right away you're up for the kill?
I mean, I like it. I mean, it helps me get better, helps Alex get better. We know down the line later in the season we're gonna get served a lot. Not many people want to serve the libero, so I think if anything, it's doing us a favor because we're gonna be more prepped down the line further in the season. So.
Well, yeah, I'd say the same thing, especially with a libero like Mason. We know we're going to get served, so we're just going to fight through it.
I'm curious. You mentioned fighting through it, and Alan talked about bouncing back. I'm curious, Alex, for your thoughts on that. You said you're frustrated. You end up hitting. Aiden mentioned, it's a nice for him that you hit 400 every night, but you end up hitting a nice number despite being frustrated early. Is that something you're talking to yourself about? Is that something the coaches are helping you to sort of refocus? Like, how do you go from being frustrated to playing through that and having a great night?
I think I got frustrated with the passing, but I tried to not let that influence my other elements. So I focused on, if I passed it, like on the 10-foot line, for example, I focused on getting a good approach and swinging hard and high so I could get points. So, yeah.
And one for Aiden. As the setter, what's it like when you're in between those situations, knowing that you guys are, kind of playing from behind at first and not really in rhythm? What's it like for you to kind of help the team get back into the rhythm and set the right spots to open up the right angles?
Well, from a setting standpoint, I didn't feel a huge difference from the first set to any set, really. We passed the hell out of the ball tonight, like we do most nights, and everything felt good on my end. It wasn't really a or a switch I had to flip. It was just kind of one decision here or there, but it felt fine.
Any more questions? Aiden, I know you and I know that Coach was frustrated after the Penn State match. You guys came out, obviously the ball moving around a lot. What did you talk? What did you think about? What did you do in your preparation to, tune up the approach a little bit coming out tonight?
Well, on Monday, I came back with the intent of getting our quick small balls because against Penn State, I wasn't really happy with my offensive distribution. We ran a lot of BIC, so we were still getting enough middle of the court numbers, but I wanted to get my quick numbers up to Shane and to Simon or Grant or whoever was in there. So we came in with the intent of running some more middle and being more comfortable with it when we're not just dead perfect middle of the court, and it paid off because it opened up our pins as well tonight.
Does that, I guess, does that go a little bit to what Coach is just talking about of like, maybe it's not going to be 100% perfect. Maybe it's not the most prepared perfect thing, but you've got to just sort of accept that sometimes and go with it, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have enough time during the weeks to perfect something that I want to get better at. I think I can just make as much of a stride as I can towards that and go with what I've trained and fall back on my guys.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.